At the last board meeting I attended, a member of the board during their question and answer period after posed a question as to whether parents of disabled children are availing themselves of opportunities to work with their children's teachers, with therapists, and with school staff. And although I was pretty taken aback by that, the question seemed genuine. So I'd like to try to provide a genuine answer. Based on the many parents I know with disabled children, I feel pretty comfortable asserting that the amount of time we spend accessing or attempting to access school and community resources amounts basically to another full-time job. On top of the usual work of parenting, maintaining a household, and many of us holding down a paying job, I can tell you that while my children's challenges might be considered relatively mild in comparison to the full spectrum of disabilities, I personally spend between 10 and 20 hours per week on paperwork, meetings, appointments, phone calls, and research related to their care. And that doesn't include the extra time that I need to spend working with my children one-on-one. During the pandemic, I was essentially my autistic son's one-to-one full-time aide because he was in school a total of 20 days between September and December of 2020. This was in another district. I've spent the past 18 months petitioning New York State via the OPWDD for the disability benefits for which he qualifies due to his autism diagnosis. And we've now arrived after 18 months at the point where they have determined that he is qualified to apply for those benefits, not to receive them, now qualified to apply for those benefits. I've submitted hundreds of pages of evaluations, data, paperwork to them, which represents hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars of our family's time and resources. And I fully expect that it will be another 18 months minimum before we actually are able to access any of those benefits, which will mean that he can access therapies and treatments that are not otherwise available. I've spent hundreds of hours cumulatively preparing for IEP meetings, teacher meetings, therapist meetings, parent trainings, and the like. And I'm not in any way unique, and many parents must and do a lot more. Parents in the disability community are experts at leveraging opportunities to create a safe, appropriate, enriching experience for their children, and our time is at a premium. So we don't come here lightly. We wouldn't come here to waste time or cause trouble or create conflict because we have enough battles. Late nights are difficult for us, as I'm sure they are for you. And I can't speak for anyone but myself, but I'm here because I genuinely believe that as a school board, you play a vital role in helping to create the kind of environment that will keep all children safe, that will enable them to, access the education to which they're entitled. While the circumstances were tragic, I think that the focus on special education in KLSD could be an opportunity for us to decide that we want to create a gold standard special education program in this district.
I'm sorry, are you almost finished?
Yes, I have one last thing.
Thank you.
And as part of that, to develop a social emotional learning program that could be state of the art. I believe that is among the most vital roles of a school district. And I don't know if you're familiar with the social emotional learning benchmarks that New York State put out and the accompanying guidance document. But if you are, if you're not, obviously it's out there and I can email. My printer was having an extended moment, so I didn't print any copies. But my question is whether you are willing to consider using those documents as a framework to set clear and specific goals to make that a priority in this school district. I was encouraged to see that you're gathering data through those surveys. However, as my husband pointed out, while it may sound very good to say that 90% of children feel safe and supported, it is actually a devastating tragedy if 10% of children feel unsafe and unsupported at school. So I would urge you to make this an urgent priority, not just for children in the special education community, but for all of our children. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody else waiting to speak for themselves or wishing to sign up? Okay, thank you. If not, Matt Golia on behalf of Ferrera, please.